Highlanders fans, welcome to the National Basketball League of Canada action between the St. John Riptides and your Cape Breton Highlanders. Tip-off is in a few minutes away, but first, some important announcements. So let's start by having some fun this evening, and in the spirit of good sportsmanship, we ask that you do not throw objects, run onto the court, or interfere with the gameplay. Should you require medical attention, St. John Ambulance is in the arena to help. Please ask a member of our security team for assistance. Fans, there's a new and easy way to get to know the NBL teams. Team rosters are available on our website at highlandersbasketball.ca/rosters. You can also visit the Center 200 concourse and use your phone to take a photo of the roster for today's game. Visit the concourse or go to highlandersbasketball.ca/rosters. Attention kids of all ages, be sure to check out the games and activities at the Center 200 concourse. Make your own sign, make a fun photo, and play fast break, alley-oop, and bank shot. It's all free, courtesy of GoCapeBreton.com. Visit the GoCapeBreton.com website and read the magazine to discover what's happening in Cape Breton Island. Tip-off will be in a few minutes. show started by welcoming our Highland Girls dancers, Michaela Berger, Ashley McNeil, Catherine Green, Sarah Lindbergh, with choreography by Lucy Winterman. Let's hear it for our Highland Girls. Fans, it's time to meet the visiting team, the St. John Riptide. A 5'7" guard from Pasadena, California, number 4, Horace Wormley. A 6'3" guard from Valley Stream, New York, number 23, Jeremiah Morty. A 6'7" forward from Fresno, California, number 25, Gabe Freeman. A 6'6" forward from Midland, Texas, number 33, Malcolm Miller. And a 6'8" center from Ajax, Ontario, number 34, Joel Endondo. Coach, Nelson Teroba.
Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I led you to believe it was easy when it wasn't. Maybe I made you think my highlights started at the free throw line and not in the gym. Maybe I made you think that every shot I took was a game winner. That my game was built on flash and not fire. Maybe it's my fault that you didn't see that failure gave me strength, that my pain was my motivation. Maybe I led you to believe that basketball was a God-given gift and not something I worked for every single day of my life. Maybe I destroyed the game, or maybe you're just making excuses.
6'6" forward from Toronto, Ontario, number 22, Shane Osayandi. The starter, a 6'3" guard from Germantown, Maryland, number 1, Bruce Massey. 6'0" guard from Los Angeles, California, number 5, Antonio Biglow. 6'4" guard from Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 11, Duke Bundy. 6'4" forward from Montreal, Quebec, number 13, Kevin Wazell. And a 6'9" center from Alexandria, Egypt, number 32, Ali Ahmed. Coach from Pittsburgh, PA, Rob Spahn. From Detroit, Michigan, assistant Tim Giles. From Sydney, Nova Scotia, team assistant Noah Rose. And from Sydney, Nova Scotia, physiotherapist Matt Kay. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand, remove your hats, and join Margaret McPherson in the singing of the national anthem. Thank you, Margaret. Officials for the game are Andy States, J.P. Richard, and Justin Rock.
Welcome, basketball fans across Cape Breton and around the world. On YouTube, this is Cape Breton Highlanders basketball. My name is Stephen Antle, and I'll be your play-by-play man and your color commentator for today's game. Back-to-back home games here for the Cape Breton Highlanders. They won a slippery 119-115 win last night here in Center 200. A ton of fouls called in the game last night and a very slippery floor. Center 200 staff have adjusted the air exchange in the building. Floor should be a little less slippery tonight, and they're going to need a good firm floor to play this St. John Riptide team that Cape Breton welcomes into the building tonight. St. John are 7-6. They're on a 2-game winning streak, and they've beaten a lot of teams that have beaten Cape Breton Highlanders this year. So Highlanders have their hands full here tonight against the Riptide. Cape Breton Highlanders are 6-10 this season. They've certainly turned it around in the last 7 games. They've got a higher winning percentage than losing percentage in the last 7 games, but they sure want to make a mark and put a back-to-back home wins here for the hometown fans tonight. Starting lineups for the St. John Riptide. Number 4 from Pasadena, California. He's a 5'7" guard. His name is Horace Wormley. Number 23 from Valley Stream, New York. He's a 6'3" guard. His name's Jeremiah Morty. Number 25, Gabe Freeman. He's a 6'7" forward from Fresno, Arizona. Number 33, Malcolm Miller, 6'6" forward from Midland, Texas. And rounding out the starters is Joel Nando, 6'8" center from Ajax, Ontario. Game's underway. Starting for the Cape Breton Highlanders. Number 1, Bruce Massey from Germantown, Maryland. Number 5, Antonio Bigelow from Los Angeles, California. Number 11, Duke Mondi, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Number 13 from Montreal, Quebec, Kevin Loisel. Massey steals, goes the other way. And rounding out the starters is number 32 from Alexandria, Egypt, Ali Ahmed. And Cape Breton on offense with Bigelow with the ball, and he gives to Mondi. Mondi goes way over to Kevin Loisel, who takes it right into the paint, puts it up, and good. First points of the game for Kevin Loisel from Montreal, Quebec. Loisel, a 6'6" forward, big free throw shooter, and a great presence in the paint. Warmly, he gives it to Gabe Freeman, who tries a long one from the logo at center and misses. Back the other way, Massey in control. Massey looking for some room. Inside to Ahmed, off the glass and in. Two nice offensive exchanges there for Cape Breton. Put them up by 4. There's Gabe Freeman trying to find his range. He found it on that second one there. Freeman for 3. Well, it was a 2 ball. Massey needs some help. He sees Ahmed. Brings it back to him. Ahmed to Kevin Loisel. Tries a 3 ball. Ahmed gets the rebound. Offensive board. Kicks it back out to Antonio Bigelow. Bigelow looking for some space. He takes it in. Ahmed, strong hands, off the glass. No good. Freeman with the defensive board, and he's back the other way. Freeman wants to shoot by himself all night here. He misses that one. Team defense gets that defensive rebound. It ends up in Bruce Massey's hands, and he's got it now. Nice pick there by Ahmed. Gives it to Massey, gets a free shot away, but he hits the back of the rim. It goes the other way with Warmly. Warmly to Gabe Freeman's got no range. He better start sharing that ball. He's missed 2 of 3. Bigelow inside. Beautiful pass. No-look pass inside to Ahmed. Kicks it back out, but it's stolen by Malcolm Miller. Malcolm will settle this down. Now he's going to try a 3, and he misses. I watched these guys in practice, this St. John Riptide. They didn't miss 1 3 in practice, but they don't count there. They've missed a ton here right off the bat. Bigelow inside, back out to Kevin Loisel. Loisel puts it on the floor. Over to Bruce Massey. Massey. Massey fouled in the act of shooting 3, and he'll go to the line and shoot 3. Jeremiah Morty picks up his first personal foul, number 23. Jeremiah Morty, 6'3" guard from Valley Stream, New York, plays for St. John Riptide. He takes that first foul. That sends Bruce Massey to the line with an opportunity to shoot 3. First one's good. Massey makes the first 2. And he makes all 3. Horace Warmly for St. John. Warmly inside to Joel Nando, but he comes up limping there, and the possession goes back to Cape Breton. Inbound to Bigelow, and he'll bring it across center. And Ali Ahmed, beautiful 2. There's a 3 ball.
Joel
Joel Ndondo knocks down a 3, and Bigelow brings it back for Cape Breton. Bigelow moves inside, pulls up for a deuce, and that's cleared away. Sorry, that was Malcolm Miller made that 3. Horace Wormley brings it back on offense. Wormley to Freeman. Freeman's good for 3. Brings the game to a 1-point game. Highlanders 9, Riptide 8. 7:49 left in the first quarter. Cape Breton on offense. Bigelow dishes to Duke Mondi. Mondi whips back to Kevin Loiselle, who's way up top. That comes up way short and out of bounds.
In the game for the Riptide, number 32, Mark Isom.
Freeman takes it himself, shoots over the top of Loiselle, and it's good.
Gabe Freeman.
Antonio Bigelow gives it to Bruce Massey, inside to Ali Ahmed. St. John up by 1, 10-9. Ahmed backs his way inside. A lot of hands in there. There's a foul. Not a shooting foul, so possession will go to Cape Breton from underneath the St. John Riptide basket. 7 minutes left in the first quarter. St. John Riptide 10, Cape Breton Highlanders 9. Good aggressive game early. Looking to inbound. They're looking for Loiselle. Trying to find him. They got to get it in. Oh, low percentage inbound there. No good. Freeman back to Miller and layup. Nice fast break by them. And there's the first time out of the game. 6:53 left in the first quarter. Riptide 12, Highlanders 9.
Fans, here's your chance to support a local cause and win some money. Volunteers are in the concourse selling tickets for a
Nice crowd on hand here in Cape Breton tonight. Beautiful weather in Sydney. Bit of rainy and windy out there, but it's plus 15 degrees. It was the same yesterday, and it wreaked havoc on the floor here at Center 200, but the crack staff, the courtside staff, and the staff of Center 200 did a nice job exchanging the air in the building to take some of the humidity out of it, and while it is a touch cool in here, it's going to keep the players safe on the floor.
Better health begins here, and Nova Imprint, your local authorized Xerox agency.
There were our sponsors. The Cape Breton Highland would like to thank Seaside Communications, who's broadcasting the game for us tonight. Seaside Communications, we live here. Boston Pizza, we will make you a fan. Burger King, be your way. Travelodge is the official residence of your Cape Breton Highlanders. The CBI Health Group, better health begins here. And Nova Imprint, your local authorized Xerox agency. Well, Cape Breton have a rest. They'll rest for exactly 7 days after tonight, and they'll be right back here on the hard court at Center 200. January 20th to play the Moncton Magic. They'll go on the road for a few games, and then they'll be back home for back-to-back at the end of the month. January 27th against the Island Storm, and January 28th, a 2 o'clock game, a Sunday afternoon game, against this St. John's Riptide will be back here a week and a day away from today.
The group is made up of retired and still active serving members of the Canadian Armed Forces. They are sitting in Section 4 with their family members. Thank you all for your service.
Honoring some of the military folks who are at the game tonight. Obviously, the namesake of the Cape Breton Highlanders are a legendary battalion from Cape Breton. And Cape Breton's back on offense with Ali Ahmed on the ball with the right side of the court. Puts it up off the glass, gets fouled in the process of going off his head. He'll shoot two. That looks like Marique Isom got that foul. That'll be his first of the game.
Riptide foul, number 32. Mark Isom, first personal foul.
Marik Isom is 6'10 forward from Austin, Texas, plays for St. John. Ali Ahmed to the line, number 32. He's been great from the free throw line. Oh, I perhaps jinxed him a little bit there. It was off every side of the rim and no good. Let's see if he can make his second one. Off the back. No good. Riptide take possession. Horace Warmly to bring it across center. Warmly looking for somebody inside. Inside to Gabe Freeman, who makes a rough pass over to Isom. Isom puts it up. It's no good. They ran out of time on the shot clock, but they got it away. Freeman working, pulls back for a three and knocks it down over the top of Ali Ahmed. He mocks a little taunting of the Cape Breton bench as he went by as well. Bigelow inside to Ahmed. Ahmed back to Bigelow. Bigelow finds Duke Mondi. Duke looks like he might be feeling it. Duke finds a little space, looks inside, trying to find someone to go to. Nice pass to Bigelow. 7 on the shot clock. Bigelow pulls up. No good. Rebound by Malcolm Miller, and he'll take it across center. Miller for three. Off the rim, no good. Bigelow with the offensive board. Massey across to Duke Mondi. Mondi tries to find his way inside. Up and out. A nice tip. Nice offensive tip. Oh, and that one's short too by Mondi. Comes off the front of the rim. Highlanders find it difficult to pick up their range here early in the game. There's Freeman trying another three ball. That's in and out. He's taken a lot of low percentage three shots in this game. Score could be a lot different. Oh, no good. Bruce Massey tries a three. Looked like he got a little contact there, but referee didn't call it. Isom to Horace Warmly. Warmly takes it back inside. Isom steps outside the three line and misses. And that goes out of bounds, and that's Highlander ball.
In the game of the Highlanders, number 8, Hydran Beatty, and number 22, Shane Asayandi.
Tidron Beatty and Shane Osayende into the game for Cape Breton. Bigelow brings it across center. 4:35 left in the first quarter. Riptide 15, Cape Breton Highlanders 9. Massey with the ball. Massey looking for some support. Puts it on the floor to Beatty. Beatty pulls up a three. It comes up short. Warmly takes that defensive board and goes the other way with it. He comes right downtown. Tries to pass over the head of Osayende, but I'm afraid Osayende is a little too tall for that. He gave it right back, though. Warmly pauses. Freeman comes out for a pick. Gives Warmly a free look at three, and he makes no mistake. They're doubled up the Cape Breton Highlanders now, 18-9. Bigelow. Bigelow calls Mondi out. Mondi takes it. St. John playing flypaper defense on these Highlanders. Out to Bruce Massey. Massey over to Bigelow. Bigelow way over on the right side of the court. He pulls up and shoots. Off the rim and no good. Gabe Freeman takes that rebound. Nice hard pass inside to Isom. Isom up. And he'll shoot two.
Highlanders foul number 22, Shane Asayande. First personal foul.
Shane Osayende takes his first personal.
12, Aaron Redpath,
Number 22, Shane Osayende from Toronto, Ontario. He's a 6'6" forward.
Joey Miller and
Marik Isom to the line for St. John, and he makes his first one.
shooting for the Riptide, Mark Isom.
Isom makes both of them. Riptide up by 11, 20-9. 3:25 left in the first quarter. Joey Miller brings it across the floor. He's in the game for Cape Breton. Miller gives it to Mondi. Mondi pulls up, shoots two. No good. Defensive board by Gabe Freeman, who's been all over the place in this game. Freeman moving around. Gives it to Tisdale, who's in the game. He takes it to the hoop and makes the basket, and he'll shoot bonus. J.D. Tisdale is a 6'5" guard from, oh, no basket. Oh, they're giving Tisdale the foul there on that drive, so that basket will not count. Cape Breton gets the ball. Tydron Beatty to inbound to Joey Miller. Jamal Reynolds into the game for Cape Breton. Coach Rob Spahn looking for a spark off the bench in this game as Cape Breton gets themselves down early. Rick Bodyford's into the game for Cape Breton as well. He's got the shot. He pulls up for two and no good. Nobody can find the handle here. That's going Riptide way there. Riptide have J.D. Tisdale in the game, as well as Marvin Binney, who will bring it across center now. Binney's a 6'3" guard from Toronto, Ontario. Binney to Isom. Mark Isom pulls up. In and out. Big rebound by Osayende. Gives it to Bodyford. Bodyford brings it across center. Tries a low percentage pass inside to Beatty, who was double teamed in there. There's Freeman right to the hoop. Fancy little layup by Gabe Freeman, who's a scoring machine. Although he's missing his threes, he's making all his deuces. 22-9 for the Riptide here. Cape Breton a little shell-shocked in this game. The defense by the Riptide has been tight. Bodyford back to Beatty. Beatty loves to shoot. Let's see if he finds it. He gives it to Joey Miller, who pulls up for three. Off the front of the rim and no good. There's Gabe Freeman getting the defensive board. That's got to be almost half a dozen boards for Freeman already in this first quarter. 1:46 left. Spin move by Tisdale. Looked like he walked. Jamal Reynolds gets it, saves it out of bounds. Puts it in the hands of Bodyford, who brings it back across center. Bodyford looking for some space. Way back over to Jamal Reynolds. Reynolds to Beatty. Beatty on the floor to Osayende, who backs his defender inside. Puts it up and in. And he'll shoot bonus. Osayende fouled. Makes the basket. Goes to the line. A foul will go against Marvin Binney. Riptide 22, Highlanders 11, 1:26 left in the first quarter. Osayende to shoot his free throw for a three-point play. And it's good. See if Cape Breton can build on that little offensive burst. Binney brings it across, gives it to Freeman for the Riptide. Tisdale to Redpath, who's now in the game. No foul. Cape Breton ball. Aaron Redpath from Ajax, Ontario, appealing to the referee for a foul there on his three shot, but no, he's not getting it. Joey Miller on offense for Cape Breton. Miller moves fast. He's one of the fastest guys on the team. Nice pass around the horn there. Osayende takes it inside and gets foul going. He'll shoot two. Fouled by Ndondo, number 34, Joel Ndondo from also from Ajax, Ontario. That's Ndondo's first personal. Sends Osayende to the line to shoot two. Good on his first attempt. In and out on the second one. 22-13, 55 seconds left in the game. In the first quarter, I should say. Then he brings it across the line. Binney to J.D. Tisdale. Tisdale to Malcolm Miller. Miller to Aaron Redpath. Fakes a three and then pulls up and nails it. 25-13, 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Rick Bodyford. Tisdale on him, thinking about shooting. Tries to make a move inside, loses the ball. 12 on the shot clock. Beatty with it. He tries to put it inside to Jamal Reynolds. That's Cape Breton ball. Redpath again looking for a foul, but he won't get one. That was just some good, hard defense by Jamal Reynolds. Joey Miller to inbound for Cape Breton. I got to get somebody open here. St. John have done a nice job playing D on these set plays. Right to Tydron Beatty, who shoots a three and it misses. Binney picks up the defensive board. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Binney will play for last shot. And he takes it right to the hoop and misses. 5 on the clock. 3, 2, all the way down. Loses it on the way. No call. Never got a shot away. Tried to drive end to end with 5 seconds left, but Tydron Beatty came up short. Riptide 25. Cape Breton Highlanders 13 at the end of the first quarter. Gabe Freeman was a force to be dealt with by St. John Riptide in that first quarter. Cape Breton couldn't get any momentum going there, and I think the story of the first quarter really would be St. John Riptide defense. They have played really tight man-to-man defense, and Cape Breton have had a really difficult time completing any kind of passing in the offensive zone. Coach Rob Spahn will be tweaking those offensive issues on this break. Little promotion on the floor right now. A couple of fans getting the chance to compete for some prizes.
Okay, we're off to a slow start. Team needs some crowd behind them. Let's make some noise, people. Let's go. Come on. Ready, stop, go.
All right, start of the second quarter. 12 fresh minutes on the clock. Cape Breton with the ball. Joey Miller. Miller gives it to newest Cape Breton Highlander, Rick Bodyford. This is his second game with the Highlanders. Bodyford looking for some support inside to Osayende. Osayende, nice turn move, and off the glass, it's out. He takes a foul. He'll send Shane Osayende back to the line to shoot 2.
Riptide foul number 34, Joel Ndondo.
Joel Ndondo picks up his second personal foul on that play. Osayende makes the first one. 25-14. Riptide lead by 11. Osayende cuts it to 10. And St. John are back on offense. Binney. Binney gives it to Ndondo, back to Binney. Redpath. Ooh, almost picked off by Miller. Good recovery by Binney. Binney makes a strong move inside, takes it in, lays it up, and makes it. Marvin Binney makes 2. Cape Breton ball. Miller got pushed out of bounds there. Jamal Reynolds to inbound, looking for some support. Want to find somebody there. Finds Joey Miller. Miller gives it to Shane Osayende, who makes a strong move to the basket. Jamal Reynolds comes up with the rebound. Back out to Tydron Beatty. Beatty again inside to Reynolds, who puts it off the glass. And, boy, they just can't get any bounces yet in this game. Binney goes the other way with it, gives it to Freeman to Redpath. Redpath pulls up for 3 and really misses. Nice D by Jamal Reynolds, who brings it the other way, straight downtown. And they'll probably call a charge there, and they do. Miller had a full foot plant on the floor. He was planted down, and Jamal Reynolds just ran him over on the way to the basket. Not allowed to do that, so it'll go the other way.
Highlanders foul number 9, Jamal Reynolds. First personal foul.
27-15 Riptide. 10:33 remaining in the first half of this game.
In the game for the Riptide, number 23, Jeremiah Morty.
Jeremiah Morty steps into the game and gives Aaron Redpath a rest. Jeremiah Morty is 6'3" guard from Valley Stream, New York. They're one of the feisty guards for the Riptide. Court maintenance crew cleaning up some of that moisture that's on the floor there after Jamal Reynolds steamrolled Malcolm Miller. A lot of Malcolm Miller sweat on the floor under that basket. Got to clean that off. Horace Wormley back in the game. He'll take the ball across center for St. John. In the hands of Ndondo. Ndondo back to Horace Wormley. Wormley into Freeman. Freeman backing Bodyford off. Miller back to Freeman. Freeman tries a skyhook over everybody. No good. Ndondo strong on the boards. He takes it. He's on the floor. Back to Miller. Wormley back to Morty. Morty pulls back, shoots a deuce, and makes it. 29-15, 9:55 remaining in the first half. Joey Miller brings it back across center for Cape Breton. Miller looking for some support, gives it to Tydron Beatty. Beatty back to Miller. Miller makes a move inside, gives it back to Shane Osayende for 3, and he knocks it down. Big 3 ball by Osayende. Gabe Freeman had 12 points in the first quarter of this game for St. John Riptide. The big scorer for the Riptide. He's the leading scorer in the game, and there he is making another one. That's 15 points in this game already for Freeman.
Freeman for 3.
Freeman's got 5 rebounds as well in this game. He's having a heck of a game. Bodyford with the ball now for Cape Breton. He tries a 3 ball over everybody. Off the rim and no good. Goes the other way with Morty. Morty for St. John takes it way down the left side gives it to Malcolm Miller, who fakes a 3. Kicks it way over to Horace Wormley, who tries a 3 ball, and he knocks it down. A lot of 3 shooters here on the Riptide. Everybody making 3 balls here. Rick Bodyford. Bodyford to Osayende. Osayende hit a 3 a minute ago, and he comes up short there. Bodyford gets the rebound. It goes to Joey Miller, pulls up for a deuce and knocks it down.
Joey Miller!
Good recovery by both Bodyford and Miller on that missed shot by Osayende. Bodyford tipped it around there, and Miller came up with it. He took it right up and knocked it in. Horace Wormley with the ball. For St. John, he's going to pull a 3 from the top. Off the front of the rim and no good. Rebound by Tydron Beatty. Beatty gives it to Massey, who brings it back across center for Cape Breton. Massey moves up to the top. Gives it to Miller. Tydron Beatty. Back to Miller. 9 on the shot clock. Miller falls down. Gives it to Osayende. Osayende back to Bodyford, who pulls up and shoots a 3 ball and misses. And they'll call a foul against Cape Breton there. Osayende takes his second personal foul there. Kevin Loiselle and Antonio Bigelow check back in the game for Cape Breton. Freeman inbounds to Wormley. Wormley brings it across center. A 15-point lead the Riptide have right now. Isom back to Wormley. Wormley fires it to Freeman. Freeman plays switch with Malcolm Miller, and Malcolm puts it up and misses. Ends up way in the corner, but rebounded nicely by Isom. Isom back to Miller. Miller calling Gabe Freeman over to give him some support. 8 on the shot clock. Kevin Loiselle playing good defense there, knocks it out of bounds. forces St. John to inbound with 8 seconds left on the free throw clock. 7:21 left in the first half. 35-20 St. John. They're going to call a foul on Kevin Loiselle there, probably holding.
Highlanders foul number 13, Kevin Loiselle, first personal foul.
So Loiselle fouls. It wasn't in the act of shooting, so this will be inbound for St. John under the Cape Breton basket. Warmly right into Isom. Isom back to Miller. Miller tosses a lob into Gabe Freeman. Loiselle working on him. Freeman pulls up over, and they're going to call another hold there and give that ball back to St. John. Duke Monty gets called for the hold there. Cape Breton getting in a little foul trouble, down 15 here with 7:07 left in the second quarter. Horace Warmley to inbound for St. John. Looking for some support. Cape Breton. That was a miss, and back the other way. Bruce Massey, Bigelow. Bigelow inside to Ahmed, who puts it up. He's fouled, and he'll shoot two. That's a foul on Malcolm Miller.
Foul number 33, Malcolm Miller, first personal foul.
That'll send Ali Ahmed to the line. Ahmed trying to find his range from the free throw line. He missed his first two. Let's see if he can fix that. He does. Makes the first one. 35-21. Riptide lead by 14 with 6:53 left in the second quarter. Ahmed to deliver his second free throw. Well, he was 1 of 2 there anyway. Gabe Freeman picks up the defensive board, goes the other way with it. Freeman loves to shoot threes. Not successfully, mind you, but he likes to shoot them, and he missed that one. He's got a lot of points in this game. He doesn't necessarily need to make threes. There's Monty inside to Ahmed off the glass. No good. A lot of swatting hands in there. No fouls. Free ball. Horace Warmley comes up with it. He'll bring it across center. Warmley looking for some space. Everybody holding up top. Warmley with the ball still. He decides to move inside. Gives it to Jeremiah Morty. He went up, got his own rebound, got fouled, basket counts, and he'll shoot a free throw.
Number 23, Jeremiah Morty. Highlanders foul number 13, Kevin Loiselle, second personal foul. Shooting one for the Riptide, Jeremiah Morty.
Jeremiah Morty to shoot and make this a three-point play. (38-21) St. John Riptide. Cape Breton got themselves in a hole here. They've dug out of deeper holes than this, mind you, this season. Bruce Massey moves inside back to Kevin Loiselle. Loiselle tries to make a beautiful off-the-glass shot. He buried Morty on the way in there. No foul called. And Kevin put it off the glass from way out. Beautiful shot, really. Little contact in the middle of the floor there. It's like Freeman took a hand to the face, and that was probably going to be called Kevin Loiselle.
Highlanders foul number 13, Kevin Loiselle, third personal foul.
Kevin Loiselle's got his third personal foul here. He'll
Game for the Highlanders, number 8,
Tydran Beatty comes into the game for Cape Breton. It looks like Kevin Loiselle will sit down. Coach Spahn explaining his position to Justin Rock, the official here, the referee. Coach Spahn doesn't seem to be pleased with the last call, as one could expect. We'll see if he has any success. Don't think so. Referees for tonight's game. Number 47 is Manny States. Number 42 is J.P. Richard, and number 19, Justin Rock.
Hey folks, did you know that 2 lucky fans will be invited down every game for
First quarter of this game, Cape Breton had a dismal quarter. They shot 55% from the free throw line. No second point chances. 4 points in the paint. And too many turnovers.
All right, fans, who wants free tickets to a Highlanders game? I said, who wants free tickets? It's time for the Highlanders ticket pass. If you catch a ball, you win a ticket.
On the other hand, the St. John's Riptide had a spectacular first quarter, led by number 25, Gabe Freeman, who in the first quarter alone put up 12 points. He had 4 defensive rebounds, 1 offensive board, for a total of 5. He's well on his way to a big game. Malcolm Miller had 5 points in the first quarter. He also had 3 defensive rebounds. Antonio Bigelow had 3 rebounds, no points in the first quarter, but he had 3 rebounds. Massey had 3 points. Loiselle had a pair. Ahmed had 4, and Shane Oseande had 4 points, but nobody putting up any big numbers there for Cape Breton in the first quarter. They're coming to the end of the second quarter here very shortly, and they've only got 23 points on the board. They're down by 15 right now. Morty, Freeman, Miller, Isom, and Warmley for Riptide. Bigelow, Massey, Ahmed, Beatty, and Mondi for Cape Breton. Horace Warmley to inbound. Fast under the basket, straight to Miller. He puts it straight in. 5:44 left in the second quarter. Antonio Bigelow on offense, right to Duke Mondi. Mondi to Massey. Massey loses it on the floor. It's picked up by Gabe, who flips it on to Morty, who lays it in. Takes a foul from Beatty going to the basket. He'll shoot 2. Beatty had no choice there but to foul him.
Foul number 8, Adrian Beatty, first personal foul. Shooting for the Riptide, Jeremiah Morty.
Number 23, Jeremiah Morty, a 6'3" guard from Valley Stream, New York. Makes his first one. And he makes his second one. St. John Riptide 42, Cape Breton Highlanders 23. 19-point lead currently as Cape Breton comes down on offense. Massey. Massey over to Bigelow. Bigelow into Ahmed. Ahmed to Mondi. Mondi right back to Ahmed. Way over to Tydron Beatty. Puts up a 3-ball and knocks it in. Beatty knocks down a 3. Warmley brings it up, gives it to Freeman. He switches with Morty. Morty way back out to Warmley. 12 on the shot clock. Miller with the ball. Miller a couple moves on Mondi, pulls up a deuce, and he's short. Ahmed gets the defensive board, gives it to Bruce Massey, who comes the other way with it. Straight to Bigelow. Bigelow puts it on the floor, makes a rush and a drive, and no good. Warmley takes it the other way, tries to make a move on Massey, takes it inside the paint, gives it to Miller, right back to Isom, back to Miller, who knocks down a 3.
Malcolm Miller for 3.
I must say, St. John making it look easy here in the first half of this game. Cape Breton have got to get it together. There's Mondi. Mondi, a workhorse for these Highlanders. He puts it inside on the floor, but is called for a travel in the process of passing that ball inside to Ahmed. He walked.
And number 34, Joel Nando.
Ball will go back to the Riptide. Nando and Redpath back in the game. Warmley to bring it across center. Warmley to Gabe Freeman. Freeman switches with Miller back to Warmley. Warmley to Redpath, who hit a couple threes in the first quarter. Hard pass to the corner, right back to Gabe. Inside to Miller. Miller back out to Redpath. And they're calling Gabe Freeman, or they'll call Malcolm Miller on that foul. He drove into the paint with his head looking at the ball, and instead he mowed over a Cape Breton Highlander. And the St. John Riptide take a timeout here with a 19-point lead in this game. It's 45-26, St. John. Coach Rob Spahn now to motivate his Cape Breton Highlanders to take responsibility on defense and make some shots in this game.
Hey fans, it's time to play Who's That Baby? Starring our very own Highlanders players. Look up at the Jumbotron now and see if you can guess who this baby is. You have 5 seconds. And it's the photo of Antonio Bigelow.
I'm sure Antonio Bigelow's glad he's getting instructions from the coach right now as they just put his baby picture on the screen. He'll take a little ribbing from the team over that, although there's nothing funny about this game right now for the Cape Breton Highlanders, down 19 with 3:51 left in the second quarter. They're facing a formidable opponent in the St. John Riptide. They're going to have to turn it around here as Tydron Beatty inbounds now to Joey Miller. The speedy Miller will take it across center, try and set up some offense here for Cape Breton. Miller to Mondi. Mondi inside to Beatty. Beatty loves to shoot. He pulls up a deuce and comes up short. He doesn't have any range yet here today. Wormley brings it across center. Waits for Gabe Miller to join him. Or Gabe Freeman, I should say. Freeman pushing off there inside. Gives it to Miller inside to... Nice. Freeman tried his best to get that pass, but looking for a foul, and he's called on a technical. That should... Gabe Miller is giving the gears to Justin Rock, and that gave him a technical. He thought he got fouled underneath the basket. That's not the way the referees saw it. So Duke Mondi will shoot a technical, and Cape Breton will take possession after this shot. This might be the break Cape Breton needed. Mondi. Mondi makes the bonus. Cape Breton with possession. 3:16 left in the first half. Massey to inbound, straight to Miller. And he's calling a big switch here. Miller switches with Mondi. He gets himself buried in the corner, though. Puts it on the floor to Ahmed. Ahmed turns inside. That's off Wormley's hands. Out of bounds. That'll go back to Cape Breton with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Cape Breton to inbound. 3 minutes on the game clock here. 45-27. Inbound straight to Ahmed. Straight to Duke Mondi, who pulls up a 3 ball. He felt it, but he couldn't make it. Wormley brings the ball back across center for St. John. Wormley moves around behind his back to Gabe, who fakes a 3-pointer, and Freeman puts it in. Freeman fakes the defender, fakes the 3, takes it right to the hole and lays it in. Ahmed hits the floor on a slippery floor, smashes his elbow pretty hard, and he comes up, a bit of a grimace on his face as the crew comes out to the floor to dry up the sweat. Osayende comes in to give Ahmed a break. Cape Breton with possession. And St. John up by 20. It's going to be one of those nights where we're going to see the court crew doing this a lot. Unseasonably warm here in Atlantic Canada, particularly here in Sydney, with 15 degrees Celsius on the thermostat and basically 100% humidity out there. It blew a gale here in Sydney today. It was very, very windy and rainy. So That translates into a challenging atmospheric environment in Center 200. Staff are doing their very best with air conditioning and air exchanging to get the humidity down, but there's not much what you can do when you got 10 sweaty professional athletes on the floor. All they can do is try and keep it dry. Joey Miller brings it across center for Cape Breton. 2:35 left in the first half. Massey looking for some support. Nobody there to support him. There he is. He found Shane Osayande. Nobody underneath. Switches back with Miller. 4 on the shot clock. Miller saw that, so he pulled up and knocked down a deuce. Good shot by Miller. Wormley brings it across, gives it to Freeman. Freeman fakes to Miller. Back to Wormley. Horace Wormley. Tried to pass inside, but Joey Miller saves it. He slipped there as well. Not only is it dangerous, but it can cause a travel and unintentional traveling, which didn't happen there, but that could happen if your foot moves after you've planted. Ty Beatty's got no range today, boy. He missed that 3 ball. But look at that defense. Finally, Cape Breton playing hard in the offensive zone to recover the ball. Massey, 15 on the shot clock to Beatty. He decides to pull up, and he misses again. Can't quite find the range. Wormley comes back for St. John. He brings it over to the right side of the court. Wormley. 1:23 left. Aaron Redpath, he's calling Malcolm Miller on a switch here. Moves Malcolm Miller across. Oh, he slips hard and out of bounds. We're going to call Massey on a foul there. That'll send Redpath to the line to shoot 2.
Highlanders foul number 1. Bruce Massey, first personal foul. Into the game for the Riptide, number 10, J.D. Tisdale.
J.D. Tisdale into the game for St. John. Aaron Redpath on the free throw line. 6'5" guard from Ajax, Ontario makes his first one. Number 12.
Shooting for the Riptide, Aaron Redpath.
And he makes his second one to retain and regain the 20-point lead. St. John Riptide 49, Cape Breton Highlanders 29, 1:13 left in the first half. Some substitutions happening here. Jeremiah Morty into the game. Freeman and Miller will sit down, and Tisdale and Morty will come in. 1:11 left in the first half. Joey Miller gives it right to Bruce Massey, who takes it in off the glass. Nice offensive board by Shane Osayande with the putback to make 2 for Cape Breton. 57 seconds left. Wormley brings it across center. Wormley to Redpath. Redpath plays switch with J.D. Tisdale. Back to Wormley. Ndondo plays a big block. He tried to pick and roll there. Gets it back. Pulls up and knocks it in. 51-31. 35 seconds left in the first half. Miller with possession for Cape Breton. Trying to get somebody open there. Right inside to Ty Drambady, but he didn't see that coming. That pass was right to the baseline to him, and he just lost. He took his eye off it, I guess, and lost it. So it'll go back into St. John's hands. They'll take it across center and should pretty much run the shot clock out. There'll only be about a second left on the game clock if they use their whole shot clock here. 16 seconds left. 13 on the shot clock. 9, 8, 7 on the shot clock. Wormley rushes right in, throws it back out to Tisdale. Tisdale turns around, all kinds of guys in his face, passes it to Wormley, and they run out the clock. So they'll have to put a second back. That was no basket. They'll have to put a second back on that clock.
Highlanders 31, Riptide 51.
51-31, St. John Riptide.
There's still time to purchase your 50/50 tickets and support the Cape Breton Down Syndrome Society. Tickets are on sale for another 15 minutes. 10th win if they don't play.
As I thought, there's 1.2 seconds left. They'll put 1.2 back. .2 on the clock. It's inbound to Miller, and he'll take a long ball and he misses. We'll Joey, can you chat with me for a minute here? Joined by Joey Miller at the Cape Breton Highlanders. Talk to me about that first half, Joey.
Yeah, it was. We got to come out with more energy in the second half. I think we'll be all right.
You'll be all right. They put up a lot of offense there, and it's a slippery floor like it was last night.
With hard work, dedication, and perseverance, we can all make it.
Cape Breton Highlanders would like to thank our local sponsors who make all this possible. Seaside Communications, we live here.
Well, we'll take a halftime break here on the YouTube broadcast. Feel free to make your comments in the comment section below the broadcast here on the YouTube channel. You can also follow the Cape Breton Highlanders on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. With 24 minutes in the books, St. John Riptide 51, Cape Breton Highlanders 31. We'll join you for the second half in a few minutes.
time to play a little game here. It's called Find the Bag of Swag. Ashlyn, our Highland girl, has a bag of swag, which is a bag of prizes. Here at center court is Mitchell Kendall, who's from Malcolm Monroe, grade 8. Say hi to Mitchell. Okay, Mitchell, this is real easy. You find that bag of swag that Ashlyn is holding, you get all the prizes in it. Pretty easy, right? Although we have to blindfold you first. So here's what's going to happen, fans. The only way Mitchell's going to find this is if you help him. And the way you help him is if he's walking in the right direction, you need to cheer. And if he's walking in the wrong direction, you need to boo. Got that? Got that, Mitchell? They're going to cheer when you're going in the right direction, and they're going to boo when you're going in the wrong direction. Got it? All right. Let's put the blindfold on. We're going to turn them around 3 times, and the Highland girls are going to scatter. Scatter, Highland girls. All right, you ready? You ready, Mitchell? Now listen for the fans. They're going to help you. Go ahead. Get closer. All right, he's the winner. This is Mitchell Kennedy. Say thanks to Mitchell. He's a big winner tonight. Good job, fans. You made a winner.
All right, I'm joined by assistant coach Tim Giles of the Cape Breton Highlanders. Tim, bit of a hole we dug there.
Yeah, definitely a hole. But we used to being down a couple points. We just got to dig ourselves way back out of it.
What did you see there? I mean, the first quarter started off pretty smooth, and then where did it go off the rails?
We just got to get back to what was working for us. Basically, just going down low, playing from there, and kicking it back out, and having our guys make open shots because we need to make shots. That's how we win the game, right?
Yeah, truly. I mean, you guys are most effective when you're playing backcourt defense hardcore, and it doesn't seem to be there tonight. That's probably what you worked on in the half.
Definitely. We're going to get back to it. I'm going to lock up and just tighten up and play together. That's all we got to ask for these guys. So.
24 minutes left and still lots of time to win this game.
Oh, yeah. We've been down more, so we'll see what happens.
All right. Good luck. Thanks.
Sir.
All right. About to start the second half of this game, the third quarter. Some stats. I want to thank the stats table for providing me with some stats here from the first half of the game. Well, Gabe Freeman is an absolute monster here tonight. He played 21 minutes. He's got 8 rebounds. He's got 17 points. He has 7 defensive rebounds. I mean, that's a big number for first half of the game for Gabe Freeman for the St. John Riptide. Malcolm Miller put up 10 points as well with 5 rebounds. Cape Breton Highlanders, not a lot of points on the board. Off the bench, Shane Osayande, again, doing his bench magic. He's got 11 off the bench. And it's spread pretty thinly among the rest of the players. And their free throw shooting is down in the 60s. And they've getting doubled up on points in the paint by the St. John Riptide as well. And Horace Wormley opens the scoring in the second half here for St. John. Cape Breton, on the bright side, has 18 points off the bench in the first half, and maybe they can build on that. There's Kevin Loiselle from three-point land. He loves to shoot threes, and when he's on, and he was on there. They're going to need a whole slew of three-pointers to get back in this game. All you can do is score on every offensive play and play hard D like they're doing right now. Gabe Freeman, the ball between his legs. Freeman up off the glass. Big board by Ndondo, and he puts it right back.
Joel Ndondo.
Cross center to Mondi. Mondi looking for support. Inside to Ahmed. Ali Ahmed turns into Joel Ndondo. Puts the ball up. Nice play. Ali Ahmed makes a deuce there with a beautiful move spin along the baseline and switched hands, put it off the glass and in. Morty Ndondo. Ndondo misses off the back of the rim. Ahmed with the defensive board puts it back in Bigelow's hands right inside to try to long ball into Kevin Loiselle, but tried a long bomb pass there, but unfortunately couldn't convert. 55-36 St. John. Wormley across center for the Riptide. Wormley looks to move into the paint. Guarded well by Bigelow. Freeman for 3. Off the rim, no good. Morty tries to chase that down, but he ran out of real estate. Massey to inbound for Cape Breton. To Antonio Bigelow. What we didn't see in the first half of this game was Antonio Bigelow's backcourt pressure, which he's famous for. Look at that beauty. What a beauty by Bigelow. A little fadeaway over Wormley and knocks it down. Nothing but mesh. Wormley leaves it for Gabe Freeman, who makes a move inside. Puts it off the glass. In and out. Rebound to Kevin Loiselle. Back to Bruce Massey. Up. No good. And no foul. And it's fast back the other way. Miller, strong move inside, and it's in and out. Bigelow across center for Cape Breton. Bigelow on the floor to Mondi. Mondi cuts inside. They're going to call Mondi on the push.
Highlanders foul, number 11, Duke Bundy, second personal foul.
Mundy tried to create some space for himself by sweeping the defender out of the way, but you're not allowed to do that in basketball. That's a foul. So back to St. John, and they'll go on offense. Warmly across center with Gabe Freeman. Freeman, they switch up. Freeman takes it, gives it to Joel and Dondo. Dondo to Miller, inside to Freeman, who tried to put it back on the floor inside. Bruce Massey comes up with that scramble ball. Gives it to Bigelow. Bigelow back inside to... Beautiful play to Massey. Back inside to Massey. Massey lays it off the glass. Takes the foul, and he'll shoot bonus. Some...
Number 34, Joel Endondo, third personal foul.
Some...
Game for the Riptide, number 32, Mark Isom.
Mark Isom into the game for the Riptide. Tall trees on that St. John Riptide team. Dondo, Freeman, Miller, and Isom. Nandando is 6'8", Miller 6'6", Isom 6'10", and Freeman 6'7". That's 4 tall trees to deal with. And they've proved to be too much for the Cape Breton Highlanders in this game so far. Let's see if Cape Breton can come back with an answer for that after this timeout. Little fun with the fans here right now at the Ascendo Flex Cam. Ascendo Fitness, I'm sorry. We'll try and give away a little prize here to the folks who can make the best muscles in the crowd.
All right, closer. I think we have a winner.
Cape Breton brings out Bigelow, Loisel, Mundy, Massey, and Ahmed. St. John brings out Warmerly, Freeman, Isom, Morty, and Miller. Bruce Massey to the line to shoot his bonus.
Bruce Massey.
He'll shoot one, try making a three-point play. Massey makes it. Back to a 14-point lead now. They've shaved 6 off the lead, Cape Breton. They still got an uphill battle here, but they need a strong defensive push here. There's a 3-ball up by Isom, and he knocks it down. Mark Isom with a 3-point shot. That's good. Across the line to Mondi. Miller with a hand in his face. Mondi looking to make a move on him. He cuts strong inside and up and over. Lots of rebounding in there, but Miller comes up with the defensive board, gives it to Morty. Morty back out to Isom, trying to find his range again, and wow, he knocks it down again. Second 3-ball in a row for Mark Isom. And there's that 20-point lead right back on the board, 61-41 Riptide. Loisel. Loisel to Mondi. Mondi to Massey. Loisel for 3. It's off the rim. No good. And the defensive board brought down by Mark Isom, the big 3-point shooter for Riptide. They're whipping it around. There's Morty. 12 on the shot clock. Morty moves into the paint. Tries a fadeaway, up over and off the rim and out. Ali Ahmed going for that loose ball with Mark Isom fouled Ali Ahmed going for that loose ball. He slammed him pretty hard. Rick Bodyford comes in to give Ali Ahmed a rest, as well as Shane Osayende into the game as well. Kevin Loisel for Cape Breton. Gives it to Massey. Massey tries to find some room inside, can't. Moves in there again. Back out to Loisel. Loisel back to Massey. 12 on the shot clock. Giveaway. Right to Horace Warmley, who's going to bring it down, and he's fouled immediately by Bruce Massey. St. John are playing super close man-to-man defense on this Cape Breton team, and Cape Breton are finding it very difficult to complete passes in the offensive zone with the tight coverage that St. John's putting against them. Inbound, Morty to Wormley. Wormley right into Miller at the free throw line. He tries a deuce, but no good. Kevin Loiselle with the defensive rebound. Bigelow, bit of fancy dribbling there. Backs off. Right to Massey. Massey trying to find Asayende post up there, trying to post up against Isom. No luck. So Massey takes it himself and misses. Wormley brings it across center, gives it to Mark Isom. That's his third three, but third time's not a charm for him. Bodyford keeps it in bounds, gives it to Bigelow. Bigelow brings it across center. Right to Kevin Loiselle. Fake on Isom, breaks it right to the hole, and no good. Just wasn't able to complete that layup. Loiselle's hard back on defense, comes up with the ball. That foul will go against Malcolm Miller. That's good responsibility there, personal responsibility by Loiselle, who misses the layup and then comes back hard on defense, makes a hard defensive play on Malcolm Miller and forces Miller to get rough with him and take a foul. So good on Kevin Loiselle to be responsible there on offense and defense. Rick Bodyford now. Bodyford a lobber into Asayende. Cape Breton keeps that ball with 15 seconds on the shot clock. They'll inbound from baseline under the St. John Riptide basket. Bigelow to inbound. Try to find somebody open. Right on the floor to Massey. Massey trying to find some room. Whoa, way up, but no good. Loose ball. Bodyford fighting for it. Horace Wormley to Redpath. They got to get it across center. Free shot for Morty, and he knocks it down. That's a three ball. 23-point lead, 64-41. 5:43 left in the third quarter. And there's Bigelow. Bigelow takes it down and makes a deuce. Two-pointer there on a nice play all by himself. Redpath. Redpath from way downtown, no good. Big rebound, right back out to Wormley. Wormley to Redpath. Isom looking to support. Comes over to pick Bodyford, creates some space for Redpath, who takes it right in. And he had the chance to go there, but he was unable to do it. Bodyford pulls up for a two-pointer and knocks it down. Cape Breton will need a ton more defensive stops and baskets at the other end to get themselves back in this game. Morty to Redpath. Bodyford slipping around on the floor out there. There's some water at the top of the key here. Freeman tries a three-pointer, misses. Ball was up for grabs and gets back in the hands of St. John. Mark Isom with the ball, gives it to Morty. Jeremiah Morty. 12 on the shot clock. Morty back to Isom. Isom takes it inside, back to Freeman, who looks for a three and knocks it down. These guys have been on fire with the three-pointers. Rick Bodyford back for Cape Breton. Aaron Redpath tries to strip it from Bodyford, unsuccessful, gives it to Bigelow. Bigelow takes it in and up off the glass. No good and no foul. Goes the other way with Horace Wormley taking it all by himself right to the basket. Nope. Gives it to Redpath, who pulls up off the front of the rim. Straight into Kevin Loiselle's hand. He gives it to Bigelow, and Bigelow right back to Kevin Loiselle. Loiselle moving inside. No foul. Long bomb up to Redpath, who sees Morty coming. Morty tries to play it off the grass, and he takes a foul, and he'll shoot two.
Highlanders foul number 13, Kevin Loiselle, fourth personal foul.
Loiselle takes his fourth personal foul.
The game for the Riptide, number 33,
Malcolm Miller gives Gabe Freeman a rest, and he'll come into the game. Duke Mondi into the game to replace Kevin Loiselle, who's in a bit of foul trouble right now. Jeremiah Morty to the line for the St. John Riptide. 67-45 St. John. There's that 23-point lead back. 3:45 left in the third quarter. Morty makes both. Substitution, J.D. Tisdale into the game, giving Morty a rest after that successful pair of free throws. Tydron Beatty back in the game for Cape Breton. Bodyford inbounds to Mondi, who will bring it across center. Duke Mondi, Mr. Reliable, to Tydron Beatty, over to Rick Bodyford. Bodyford going to do this himself, takes it inside, takes it to the hole, makes it, gets fouled. He'll go to the line, make it a three-point play. Malcolm Miller takes a foul there. Malcolm Miller's got 4 personals in this game. Binney in the game to replace Warmley. Rick Bodyford to shoot bonus. Should I say, shoot the free throw on his foul. Joe Lindondo's back into the game for the Riptide, and Bodyford makes the three-point play. 21-point lead for the Riptide, 3:28 left in the third quarter. Binney brings it across center for St. John. Binney makes a free layup there. Tipped in by Ndondo. Cape Breton back on offense. Bodyford on Redpath. Bodyford moves in. Back out to Bigelow, who's going to shoot a 3-ball. And, off the rim. Mark Isom gets the defensive board, gives it across to Binney. Binney will bring it across the line. Marvin Binney back to Aaron Redpath. Pulls up a 3-shot. It comes up short. A lot of tips around, but it ends up back into Riptide's hands, and he tries a hard pass to Tisdale, and that's through his arms. And possession will go back to Cape Breton. Ty Beatty to inbound for Cape Breton. Joey Miller comes in to replace Antonio Bigelow for Cape Breton. Joey Miller will bring it across center. We're going to load up the left-hand side. Mondi with the ball. Mondi moves inside. Pass to Osayende, who gets fouled going to the basket. Marek Isom fouls Shane Osayende going to the basket, so he'll shoot 2. Number 22, Shane Osayende. That's Isom's 3rd personal foul in this game. Osayende to shoot 2. Osayende has been a force off the bench here. He's well over a dozen points off the bench in this game. Puts 2 more up there on the 2 free throws. Highlanders finally get to the half-century mark. It's 71-50 for the Riptide with a 21-point lead and back on offense with 2:23 left in the third quarter. There's Marvin Binney. Binney to Mark Isom, inside to Ndondo, but lots of hands inside. But there's Ndondo taking it right back from Mondi. Boy, that's just tenacious by Ndondo to get that ball back after he gave up possession. Osayende for 3. It's off the front of the rim. J.D. Tisdale comes down with it. Loses it coming across the line, but there was Mark Isom to pick it up. Tisdale out to Binney, who's going to shoot. Off the rim, no good. Beatty gets the rebound, gives it to Mondi. Back over to Bodyford, who pulls up for a 3-ball, and it's an air ball. Isom settles it down, gives it to Binney. Binney brings it right inside to the paint. He scoots back around, back to Isom, back to Binney. Binney calls Ndondo out to pick Mondi. Off his foot. But Isom, 5 on the shot clock. He's got to make a shot here. 2 on the shot clock, and Marek pulls up a 2-pointer and knocks it down. 75-50, 25-point lead for the Riptide. 1:09 left in this third quarter. There's Mondi. Mondi behind his back. Nice move. Inside to Bodyford, who puts it up and gets fouled in the process. Mark Isom takes his 4th personal foul, and it'll send the newest Cape Breton Highlander, Rick Bodyford, to the line. Jamal Reynolds is going to give Duke Mondi a rest, and Reynolds into the game. Bodyford short on his first one. Cape Breton have been pretty dismal from the free throw line tonight. I'm hoping to turn that around here. The only way to do it is to make the next one, and they do.
Into the game for the Riptide, number 23, Jeremiah Morty.
Jeremiah Morty gives Mark Isom a rest. Binney brings it across center for St. John. Over to Aaron Redpath. Fakes. Takes it to the hole. Off a bunch of hands, but right into the hands of the steady Jamal Reynolds, who puts it on the floor, gives it to, and a putback by Reynolds. Reynolds gives it to Bodyford. Bodyford lays it up. It comes out, but Reynolds is right there to do the putback. He always makes an impact in the game. Redpath having a hard time holding on to that ball, but he's got it back. 16 on the shot clock. Back out to Morty. Morty takes it into the paint, gets fouled going there. He'll shoot 2. That foul's on Jamal Reynolds.
Jamal Reynolds, 2nd personal foul. Shooting for the Riptide.
Number 23, Jeremiah Morty, to the line. Morty had 7 points in the first half of the game. He makes his first free throw. And he makes his second one. 77-53, Riptide. Joey Miller bringing it across half for Cape Breton. $11 on the game clock, 10 on the shot clock. Playing for the last shot of this quarter. Miller, 3 on the shot clock. Miller off the glass and in. All by himself. Joey Miller. Joey Miller makes a lovely play there at the end of the third quarter to get the Highlanders within 22. Yikes. Riptide 77, Cape Breton Highlanders 55. 12 minutes of basketball left to play. Cape Breton is going to need to some kind of offensive push and defensive stand in the fourth quarter of this game to make it happen. Cape Breton Highlanders, Highland girls on the dance floor right now. On the, should I say it is a dance floor because they're dancing out there, but they're on the court entertaining the crowd on this quarter break. Although Cape Breton did a little better in the third quarter, it's still the same story of the game as St. John Riptide dominating the score sheet. Scores by period, St. John have 25 in the first, 26 in the second, and 26 in the third for a total of 77. Cape Breton had 13, a dismal 13 points in the first quarter, 18 in the second, and 24, so they're going in the right direction. They're going to need a big effort in the fourth quarter to make any kind of game of this. They've upped their free throw percentage to 70%.
Let's hear it for your Highland girls. It's time to announce.
Gabe Freeman's got 20 points and 9 rebounds in this game. Jeremiah Morty's got 14 for the Riptide. High scorer off the bench for Cape Breton is Shane Oseende. And everyone else in single digits, as they're about to put 12 fresh minutes on the clock to finish this game. Cape Breton will give it their all to try and close out the lead here. It's a mountain to climb, but Cape Breton's been here before. They know what it's like to come from behind. Body for inbounds to Joey Miller, who scored the last nice two-pointer at the last second of that last half, and he tries to open this scoring this time. But there's a lot of wetness down there. Jamal Reynolds slipped there as well. Gabe takes it right in and misses. Oh, big giveaway there. Back to Redpath, who tries a three ball and knocks it down. Bodyford takes it back. Bodyford to Tydron Beatty. Beatty to Reynolds. Jamal Reynolds loves to go inside. Gives it to Beatty, who pulls up over Freeman. Comes up way short. Right into the hands of Joel Ndondo. Redpath to Tisdale. Tisdale to Ndondo. Ndondo, nice pick off by Tydron Beatty, who brings it in and lays it up. Nice read by Tydron Beatty there to take it the other way and lay it right in. Redpath brings it across center, gives it to Joel Ndondo. Ndondo to Morty. Hard foul under the basket, away from the ball. Tydron Beatty takes that foul, and he'll check out of the game, and in comes Kevin Wazell. And it's Riptide ball under the Highlanders basket with 14 on the shot clock. Right into Morty. Morty goes back out to J.D. Tisdale. Tisdale sees a little lane, passes it inside to Ndondo, who's off the glass and in. Joey Miller back the other way for Cape Breton, puts it in Kevin Wazell's hands, who gives it to Jamal Reynolds. Reynolds over to Bodyford. Bodyford to Shano Sayende, makes a little move, back out to Bodyford, who's going to take a look at this three ball. Knocks it in, nothing but mesh. Been a while since Cape Breton's had a three-point shot, and there it was. Rick Bodyford knocks it down. 22-point lead, 82-60. 10 minutes left in this game. And there's a turnover going the other way. That ball will go to Cape Breton on a nice battle for the ball there. Freeman and Jamal Reynolds, but Gabe Freeman fouled him. As Jamal was scrambling for that ball, Freeman fouled Reynolds, so the ball will go to Cape Breton. Young fellas cleaning the floor there, trying to dry up the mess. A lot of guys have slipped over there on the left side of the court by the Mayflower Mall logo. There seems to be a bit of water on the floor there, and they look like they've taken care of that. Trying to make it as safe as possible for these pro athletes so nobody breaks an ankle. .10:01 left in the game. Cape Breton to inbound. With the floor being so wet, it's tough to get any momentum going because there's so many stoppages of play to dry the floor off. Baylor inbounds to Bodyford, who is fouled in the act of shooting and will shoot two. J.D. Tisdale fouled him in there.
Foul number 10, J.D. Tisdale, second personal foul. Shooting for the Highlanders, Rick Bodyford.
Rick Bodyford, who just hit that big three ball a minute ago, and he'll go to the line and shoot two. See if he can find his range from the free throw line. Sure did there. Rick Bodyford from Louisville, Kentucky. 6'5" forward, the newest addition to the Cape Breton Highlanders roster. Makes the second one. Back to a 20-point lead for St. John Riptide. Mark Isom and Wormley back in the game for the Riptide. Here comes that pressure defense that Coach Giles talked about, which has become such a trademark of the Cape Breton Highlanders, and they almost caused a turnover there. Kevin Wazell almost took it out of Gabe Freeman's hands, but There they are on offense. Short, no good. Loiselle takes the defensive board, brings it across center, gives it to Bodyford. Bodyford right inside to Osayende, but it was a bad pass. Ball was on the floor there, but nice try by Rick Bodyford. Tried to pick off that pass from Wormley to Isom, but he put it out of bounds. It'll be Riptide ball. Rick Bodyford almost plowed over a fan in the VIP seats. He stepped on the only empty chair. There's two empty chairs there, one with a purse on it and one empty, and he stepped on the empty chair and ended up in the second row, but he's back on the court, ready to defend against St. John here. Freeman with the ball. Freeman to Isom, the big three-point shooter. Mark Isom. Back to the quarterback, Wormley. Wormley sees some room, takes it inside, puts it on the floor to Miller, chooses the putback and gets his own putback and knocks it in. 84-62, St. John. Miller with the ball for Cape Breton. Miller to Reynolds. Reynolds back passes to Loiselle, who takes it right inside, up off the glass and in. And he's fouled going there and shoot one. That's Mark Isom's 5th personal foul, so he's in trouble here. In a bit of foul trouble. Loiselle to the line to cut into the 20-point lead. Coach Nelson Taroba from St. John's Riptide has done a real nice job using his bench. And he takes out the foul-heavy Isom and puts in Malcolm Miller. Done a nice job using his bench in this game. St. John came into this game with a 2-game win streak and a lot of confidence, and it's shown here today. Still 8:55 left in this game. Cape Breton gets another point. 19-point lead now. Needs some strong defense as Wormley brings it across center for St. John. Back to Gabe Freeman, who's a scoring machine in this game. Freeman back to Wormley. Over to Malcolm Miller. Miller working on Osayende. Miller way back out. Nice pickoff and read by Joey Miller, but that's Wormley had no time on the shot clock, so he had to put up a ball from half. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad by Kevin Loiselle. Really nice return play up the court, but he tried to pass it to Miller, passed it about 4 feet behind him. It was a 3-ball put up by Miller, but he misses. Right into Reynolds, who loses the handle on his way to the basket. Cape Breton having a real difficult time executing some of their basic plays in this game. It's awfully tough when you look up at the scoreboard and see you're down by 19 and 20 points to stay focused and work on the fundamentals, and that's really what Cape Breton needs to do here is just get back to fundamental basketball. Pass, shoot, and defend. Wormley to Miller. Miller switches with Redpath, fakes, comes into the free-point line, pulls up, off the back of the rim, no good. Jamal Reynolds with the defensive board, gives it to Rick Bodyford, who's out to Miller, who's going to hit a three-pointer from there all day long, uncontested. Miller's got more points than he's had in any game yet this year now. Joey Miller being a force for Cape Breton in this game. 84-68, 7:33 left in the game. And there's uncontested 3 by Wormley, and he knocks it down. Miller back across center for Cape Breton. Miller tries another 3. He's feeling it. That's his second 3 in a row. He shot that from the parking lot of Boston Pizza. He was on the Highlanders logo, actually, when he released that ball. That was a huge 3, way downtown. And there's Freeman. It's a 3-shooting festival here right now. But Gabe Freeman came up short, and there's Miller. Is he feeling it? No, he's got no room. Right inside to Jamal Reynolds, who will get possession. He made a play to the basket, and he was blocked, but the ball was pushed out of bounds by St. John's. I know Coach Rob Spall's looking for a shooting foul there. He's not going to get one. 14 on the shot clock. Joey Miller to inbound for Cape Breton. Highlanders are going to scramble around to get open here. Right into Oseende. Oseende to Bodyford. Bodyford back into Miller. Miller back out to Bodyford. Pulls up a three and all mesh. And all good. Don't say anything, but Cape Breton sneaking back in here. Still a 17-point lead, but they're finally starting to score and make plays. And here's that backcourt defense that makes it so difficult on the other teams. Aaron Redpath runs it from one end of the floor to the other, but no good. That'll be Cape Breton ball. And a foul on Redpath as he tried to get an offensive board, but it was already in the hands of Shane Oseende. Redpath gets his first personal, and Cape Breton takes possession. St. John Riptide will take a timeout here as they can feel a bit of momentum swing going Cape Breton's way. Cape Breton are starting to put their plays together. So with half of the fourth quarter left, it's St. John Riptide 87, Cape Breton Highlanders 74.
Okay, fans, it's time to play Take Your Shot by the Mayflower Mall. We have a grade 9 student from Riverview High School, Braden Redshire. Here you say hi to Braden.
Cape Breton Highlanders want to thank the local sponsors that help bring professional basketball to Cape Breton. We'd like to thank Seaside Communications, the broadcast partner here at Center 200. Seaside Communications, we live here. Boston Pizza, we will make you a fan. Burger King, be your way. Travel Lodge, the official residence of your Cape Breton Highlanders. CBI Health Group, better health begins here. And Nova Imprint, your local authorized Xerox agency. Another one of our partners is the Mayflower Mall here in Sydney. That promotion was sponsored by the Mayflower Mall, and that young fella just knocked two down straight away to win himself a $50 gift certificate to the Mayflower Mall and perhaps a spot on the Cape Breton Highlanders roster, because he's shooting 100% here tonight, and there's no Cape Breton Highlanders shooting 100%, although they're starting to come back here in this game. Cape Breton to inbound.
All right, guys, in case you haven't noticed, we're creeping back.
6:28 left in the game.
Let's make some noise. Let's bring them along.
Highlanders come across center with Joey Miller, number 10. Oseende comes out to support him, creates some space, but Miller does a sloppy job of dribbling that into the key. And it's a giveaway, a turnover. And the story of the game here, an awful lot of turnovers have resulted in the score being so lopsided. Freeman attempting a three, but Reynolds playing nice defense on him, but Freeman gets the better of him and lays it in there. Miller across the line now. Joey Miller for Cape Breton. Floor is slippery. He slipped again. There's Kevin Loiselle working into the paint. Gives it to Oseende, who goes up and is fouled. And he'll shoot two. It looks like Jeremiah Mondi fouls Shane Oseende. Oh, that was for, sorry, that was Joel Ndondo gets his fourth personal there. Oseende makes the first one. .14 lead for Riptide. they're going to reshoot that. I think one of the St. John Riptide moved into the key in the process of the ball going to the hole. And not allowed to do that, so Sayende will reshoot, get another chance to make that basket. Same exact replication of the first second shot that he missed. 14-point lead, 55-40 left in the game. St. John on offense. Well, that was Monty trying to get around the back of Jamal Reynolds. It looked like he just slipped on the floor, but the referee saw it as contact. There's Jamal Reynolds trying to sell it to the referee there, saying, hey, look, he just slipped. I never touched him, but that's not how the referee saw it, so it'll be in the hands of Mondi to inbound. Jeremiah Mondi. Horace Wormley to Miller. Miller finding some space, working on Kevin Wazell. Miller, back to Wormley, fakes a three, moves in, kicks it out to Isom, who shoots at the nice defensive board by Shane Sayende to take that ball back for Cape Breton. There's Bodyford, looking for some support, finds Wazell, who pulls up for a three, off the rim and no good. Rebound by Riptide. They slow things down, bring it across center. Wormley gives it to Modi to Isom, off the glass and in.
Jeremiah Morty.
Well, Morty gave that to Isom, and it was Isom actually who scored that basket. There's Rick Bodyford with the ball for Cape Breton. He tries a three ball, comes up way short. But it's kept in by Shane Sayende on a beautiful keep in, and he gives it to Joey Miller, who bangs another three down. Miller having his personal best game of the season so far for Cape Breton since he joined the team. It's a 13-point lead with 4:16 left for the Riptide. Horace Wormley with the ball. Wormley works to the baseline, puts it in for Joel Ndondo, who just lays it up over the defender and in. Miller, who's had a heck of a second half of the game, looking for some support, out to Kevin Wazell. Wazell is going to fakes the Bodyford, takes it to the basket himself and knocks it in. Up off the glass. Nice fake to Bodyford there. Created some space, gave him an open lane around the left. He ran around all the defenders and just put it up off the glass and in. Malcolm Miller with the ball now, and he is going to take it to the rack. And he's fouled, and he'll shoot two. Shane Sayende fouls Malcolm Miller in the process of taking the ball to the bucket. So he'll shoot two.
Into the game for the Riptide, number 25, Dave Freeman. Shooting.
Gabe Freeman's back into the game. Malcolm Miller to shoot two. Number 33, Malcolm Miller. He's a 6'6" forward from Midland, Texas. And the fans get on him, and he misses the first one. 13-point game now for the Riptide. They've made up 7 since halftime. Massey back into the game for Cape Breton. Miller to shoot his second. He missed the first one. Fans getting on him. Didn't work on that one. 1 of 2. 3:29 left in this game. Miller setting up a play here as he comes across center. Right to Bodyford, who pulls up and shoots, misses the three. The Cape Breton press defense now. But Morty brings it across the line. Gives it to Wormley. Wormley pulls a three up, in and out. Sayende with the defensive board. Back up the floor, gives it to Bruce Massey. Massey inside to Loisel. Loisel puts his shoulder into it and takes it to the basket. He'll shoot two. like Kevin Wazell doing some heavy lifting in the fourth quarter.
Second personal foul.
Really nice decision to put his shoulder down and go to the basket there.
Wazell.
And Wazell will shoot 2 as a result of his effort. He misses that one. Cape Breton had been pretty dismal from the free throw line in this game. They sure could have used 8 or 9 of those misses that they've had in this game. It'd be a lot closer a game. It's a 14-point lead. Make that 14-point lead. Wazell misses both of those. That's something they're going to have to work on over their week break here. Morty brings it across center for the Riptide. Mark Isom was way up top. He's got the ball now. Puts it in the hands of Morty, who takes it right in. And up off the glass and out. And look at it. Joey Miller with the defensive board and brings it the other way. Leaves it for Wazell, who's going to drive it in and lay it in. Nice. Kevin Wazell takes it to the basket and scores. It's a 12-point game. Closest the Highlanders have been in quite a while, with 2:19 left in the game. Ball's in the hands of Mark Isom. Isom back to Wormley. Wormley to Gabe Freeman. Freeman leaves it for Miller. Miller pulls up a 3 and looks great. Real nice look at it. Cape Breton Highlanders timeout. St. John Riptide 97, Cape Breton Highlanders 82.
Okay, people, it's time for another Highlanders second toss. Let's hear some noise.
Cape Breton Highlanders have a week rest here. They won't play again until next Saturday night when they welcome the Moncton Magic back to Center 200. Then they'll go on the road for a couple, returning back to Center 200 on January 27th to play the Island Storm, which is a 7 o'clock game on Saturday night, January 27th. And a 2 o'clock, Sunday 2 o'clock game on January 28th, where they'll see this St. John Riptide return to Center 200. Hopefully they can avenge some of the animosity that's been created by this lopsided game here today. But never say never in basketball. There's lots of ways to win a basketball game. And with 2:07 left and a 15-point lead, there's been too many examples in the history of this game where a 15-point lead can evaporate pretty quickly when a team gets responsible on defense. Let's see if Cape Breton can take care of their offense first. Miller for 3. He's been feeling it. That's his third 3-ball of the fourth quarter. So they got the offense working there. Now let's see if they can create defense. 12 on the shot clock. Bruce Massey gets called on the foul. That's Bruce's third personal. They're not in bonus yet, so that'll be an inbound from the sideline here for St. John. 14 on the shot clock. Malcolm Miller to inbound. Miller gives it to Wormley. Wormley take his time. He doesn't have much time, though. There's only 9 on the shot clock now. Trying to create some space. Gabe Miller. Kevin Wazell and Gabe Miller playing very physical there. 2 on the shot clock. He's not going to get it off. And Wormley looking for a foul there. He thought Kevin Wazell grabbed him by the head. Kevin might have, but the referee didn't see it, so it's a turnover on shot clock. Cape Breton did their job there. They didn't allow a basket. Joey Miller starting to feel his three-pointer. It's too bad he wasted that opportunity there. Cape Breton probably could have used the score. That would have been great. And there's a drive inside to Morty. Drives it inside. And I think it'll be Morty that takes the foul. He made a nice drive to the hoop. He wasn't able to convert it. He got a little frustrated and tried to get the offensive rebound, but he fouled in the process, and that's his third personal foul, giving the ball back to Cape Breton.
Shooting for the Highlanders, Rick Botifor.
And they're in bonus now, Cape Breton, so they'll shoot every time there's a foul. Bodyford misses again. Can't afford to miss those free throws. With a 12-point lead and 1 minute left in the game, they really need every point they can get. See if Bodyford can at least make one of two here. And he does. 11-point lead. That's as close as Cape Breton's been in a very long time. Let's see what they can do. Big pressure defense here. They've got him held in. Oh, they get it across center within the 8 seconds. Inside to Isom, up off the glass. That was Miller to Isom, and they converted. Joey Miller to Oseande for three. No good. Ooh, wow. Miller loses it out of bounds. Cape Breton gets a break there. 38.9 seconds left. 13-point lead. Game, for all intents and purposes, might be out of reach here. Miller inbounds way out to Bodyford, who grabs it at center. Bodyford makes a strong move to the basket, off the glass and in. 99-88, 11-point lead, 36.6 seconds left in this game. Cape Breton with full backcourt pressure now. And that's Bruce Massey fouls Gabe Freeman.
Islanders foul number 1, Bruce Massey, 4th personal foul.
We want to thank everyone who watched the broadcast on YouTube today. Thank you very much. On behalf of myself, Stephen Ansel, and the Cape Breton Highlanders, we hope if you're not able to come to the game in person that you can do the next best thing and keep watching us on YouTube all season long on the Cape Breton Highlanders YouTube channel. Freeman, and now they'll just play possession here and run the clock out probably. 12 on the shot clock. Freeman over to and inside to, oh wow, inside to Mark Isom, who had his eyes on the basket instead of on the ball. He was deciding what he was going to do with that ball before he received it and took his eye off the ball and missed that pass. But great deal of levity on the bench there for St. John as they take a 11-point lead into the final few seconds of this game. What did Cape Breton have to build on from this game? Well, they got some offense out of number 10, Joey Miller, for the first time in this season. Miller found his form on the score sheet in this game tonight.
Come down to the floor after the game to say hello and get it out of her.
And Shane Oseande continues to deliver off the bench for Cape Breton. He's a real force. Some might say that size was a factor in this game with the tall trees of the top four on the St. John Riptide. Freeman, Miller, Isom, and Ndondo. Those towering players, and they've really made a difference in this game. Cape Breton outsized a little bit here in this matchup. 14.6 left. Cape Breton with possession. Bodyford to inbound. Bodyford to Bruce Massey, who shoots three over the top of his defender and misses. There's Kevin Loisel. From the corner, he shoots a three, and it's no good. Oseande tries the putback and finally makes one. They score 93.7 seconds left in the game. Riptide 99, Cape Breton Highlanders 90, and they'll run the clock out. And there's the game. St. John Riptide 99, Cape Breton Highlanders 90. Riptide had a 20-point lead at halftime. Cape Breton came back by 11, but that wasn't enough, and Cape Breton suffers a loss. They had a win last night. They had a loss tonight. They'll take a week's rest. They'll be back here against the Moncton Magic 1 week from tonight, 7 p.m. start. We'll see you here on YouTube if we don't see you here in the stands at Center 200. On behalf of the Cape Breton Highlanders, I want to thank you for watching. I'm Stephen Antle. See you next week. Highlanders basketball. Take care of each other. Have a great week. And we'll see you back at Center 200 a week from tonight.
Home safely, and we wish you a pleasant New Year. I'm your announcer, Lord of the Rings.
Thanks for coming out tonight. We appreciate your support.